your list of rural leaders. Pick one in particular, and maybe what is it about their leadership that inspires you?
So, from my very long list of inspirational rural leaders, Julia, one of the ones that would be right up the top there is Robbie Sefton, who is a stalwart of Australian rural leadership, and people would have come across her in lots of different circumstances because she is in influential leadership positions in so many industries and parts of rural Australia. And I think what makes Robbie so inspirational to me is that she has built this incredible leadership career. She holds really important roles, but she does it in just such a cool, calm and collected way. She is so down to earth, and I think she just has this way of running a meeting, hosting an event, just this ability to really get a crowd's attention, hold on to it. Governance is like totally up there with all of her priorities as far as running things well. And yeah, she's very much a leader that I look up to.
She asks really good, engaging questions, right? Like she
100%.
does not know somebody at all, and within 5 minutes has asked such good questions to get them to really think about something, open up about something.
And she's so good at that. Right, Julia, you're doing this. I know so-and-so is doing that. I need to connect the two of you. And she actually does it. She follows up. I don't think I've had any connections from Robbie Sefton that haven't ended up coming into some sort of fruitful relationship or conversation out of it. So I think that's a real skill, and to be able to do it with humility and to be able to...
Generosity too. Like she's very generous with her network.
Yeah, agree.
Great example, a really inspiring rural leader.
Jules, as we're working through our list of rural leaders who have inspired us and sort of played a role potentially in your leadership journey to date, who hits up the top of your list?
Ooh, but I'm going to start at the top of the country. I'm going to highlight Fraser Nye. So Fraser lives between Thursday Island in the Torres Strait and Cairns in far north Queensland. Has done everything from really strong community leadership roles, RDA boards, has been on various boards for federal government and advisory councils to prime ministers around health, around First Nations, around remote communities, all of the topics. And I met Fraser through the innovation lens and through work we were both doing in the innovation ecosystem across Queensland. I think from a leadership perspective, very different to the leadership styles that you and I have grown up with in our communities. That lens of how First Nations communities and how the Torres Strait works was a really interesting one in terms of how do you lead a community when you're also related to half of them. I think it's really great to see leaders who still want to step into that space and have that level of complexity around trying to lead between mainland Australia and an island closer to Papua New Guinea, with family dynamics, with the dynamics that comes from really small local council regions, the isolation piece of it. So I think I certainly being able to have conversations with Fraser around that. And for me, the piece of learning that I got from him when I was in the Torres Strait, visiting him and some of the islands in that part of the world, was this piece around making sure that white people aren't always stepping into that saviour space. That's not a leadership piece that actually is needed. So meet people where they're at, work at the speed of trust. White people don't need to save us were some of those really important messages that Fraser has certainly passed on to me, and I think are really important, and I have that in my mind whenever I walk into a far more discreet community than maybe some of the ones you and I have grown up in.
And that's so cool that can translate into not only First Nations communities, it might be newly arrived migrants, it might be, you know, a variety of different communities that you see across rural Australia.
Absolutely.